Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called The Way by Ariana Grande featuring Mac Miller. And it starts out with a really cool piano intro where you can play open B. Oh, and we'll talk about where we're going to move this for key in a moment because we're going to end up capoing on first fret for this song. But we can start with that piano intro where you got the open B string, and then second fret on the G string, and then third fret on the B string, and then open B string, and then second fret on the G string, and then there's this cool little lick where you play open B, third fret on the B, and then third fret on the high E string, and then second fret on the high E string. So all together you got open, 2, 3, open, 2, 0, 3, 3, 2, and then that tune. And you could actually even make that a lower lick if you wanted to. Think about shifting that by octave. And right now we're playing B, D, G, F sharp is kind of the notes we're playing on that lick. So you may want to take the B note down to A string on the second fret, and then open D, and then open G, and then fourth fret on the D. So we got that 2004, 2004, B, D, G, F sharp is kind of that lick. Now the chords that kind of back up the intro though, actually if you wanted to, you could kind of throw in the bass notes for those chords on that piano intro. So if you wanted to, when you play that open B string, you could find a way to kind of either hybrid pick or do just finger style. And what I'm doing is using the pick for the bass and using a finger for the notes on the B string. So you could start with third on the low E string and do that with open B, and then second fret on the G string, and then third fret on the B string, and then go open E when you hit the open B string, and then the second fret on the G, and then kind of hit your lick. 0, 3, 3, 2. So you may want to kind of experiment with that too, because that kind of comes back through the tune. So it may be kind of cool to kind of work that as kind of a little finger style intro, or just to kind of get kind of a two-part to kind of segue into what is it, kind of our verse part and our chorus part through the song. And the chords that would kind of back up that intro lick though would start on a G major chord. And when we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the low E on the third fret, and third finger is going to go to the high E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major, we're going to be going to an E minor chord where we're using that open E bass. And then when you play E minor, first finger is going to actually stay on the A string second, and second finger is going to go to the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And on that part, actually, we kind of end up with 4 beats on that. We got the G, E minor, it's kind of our intro. And a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, we'll talk about a lot of different ways to kind of do this. But one of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns to kind of use to fill time is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. We have down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our intro progression. The cool thing is your first finger actually kind of gets to stay in the same place for both of those chords. So we want to kind of use that as kind of a guide finger. So we tried that with our strum pattern. We have G, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up. We got to kind of work your intro. And then when we go into our verse chorus, we start on a C major chord. And when we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret, and third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And in the recording, what it kind of sounds like is that you're doing kind of 2 downs on the C, and then we're going to a B7 chord. And when we play B7, first finger is going to go to the D string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, third finger on the G string on the second fret, and the pinky on the high E on the second fret. And if you strum just the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. It sounds a little messed up, it's kind of supposed to. And in the recording, it kind of sounds like you do kind of a really quick down, down, and then kind of kill it on the B7. So you got kind of C with the down, down, B7, down, down. And then we kind of do the B7 with kind of that long down, and then we go to the E minor and kind of do 2 downs. So we got C, down, down, B7, down, down, B7, down, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, B7, down, down, B7, down, down, E minor, down, down. So you could kind of work it just with that idea to kind of simulate things. If you wanted to, right after that last E minor hit, you could throw in your lick too. So that E minor is kind of a one big hit to kind of give you kind of a little bit more time to get to the lick. So you have C with the down, down, B7, down, down, B7, down, down, E minor, down, 2004. So you may want to kind of experiment with that. Or you could substitute it in the high lick where you have the C, B7, B7, E minor, 0332. So same notes, you could kind of work it that way too. Now if you're kind of thinking on that strum pattern though, doing the down, down, up, down, up, there are a lot of ways to kind of work that to kind of fill time. And one way that would be to kind of do just a down, down, up on each chord through the verse chorus. So we tried it that way. We'd have C with a down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, up. So you may want to experiment with that. Something else you could do is you could take the down, down, up, and kind of half the strum pattern in different places. So one way to do it would be doing the down, down, up on the C and then change the B7 for the up, down, up. So if we tried it that way, we'd have C with a down, down, up, B7 up, down, B7 down, down, up, E minor up, down, C down, down, up, B7 up, down, B7 down, down, up, E minor up, down, up. Now because of where the change happens in the recording though, it might sound better if you do a down, down on the first chord and then an up, up, down, up on the next chord. So we tried it that way, you'd have C with the down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 down, down, E minor on the up, down, C down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 down, down, E minor on the up, down, C down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 down, down, E minor on the up, down, C down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 down, down, E minor on the up, down, up. And then we're basically going to be repeating those parts, and kind of our intro comes back in different parts through the song. Now there's a cool bass line through that part too, where you could play 3rd fret on the A string for kind of the C note, and then go to 2nd fret on the B string, or on the A string for B note, and kind of play that twice. And then we'd play 2nd on the A, 1st fret on the D string, and then 2nd fret on the D string twice. So you could work it that way too. 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and you're kind of playing C, C, B, 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 D sharp, E, E, kind of where we are. So you may want to throw in that too. But the weird thing is to play along with the recording, instead of starting on a G major chord, Ariana is actually starting on an A flat major chord. So what you want to do to kind of play along with the recording is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 1st fret, then now your G major is really an A flat major, and your E minor is really an F minor. And when we get to it, the C major is really a D flat major, and the B7 is really a C7. So we took it from the very beginning that way. We kind of have that intro part where we got the O, 2, 3, O, 2, O, 3, 3, 2. Or we could kind of shift that by octave where we got the O, 2, 3, O, 2, 2, O, O, 4, and kind of go low for that lick. Or we could even just kind of add in the bass notes for that, where we got the 3 and O, 2, 3, O and open, 2, O, 3, 3, 2. Or we could just kind of just strum through it. So we could do the G, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, up. And then from there we'd be going into our verse chorus part that you could do with kind of just the down idea, where we had the C with the down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down. Or you could kind of do that one hit on the E minor and throw in your lick. So you'd have C with the down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor, 2, 2, 0, 0, 4, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, 2, 0, 0, 4. Or we could go high for that lick, where we got the C, C, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, 0, 3, 3, 2. So you can kind of work that different ways. Or we could try it with our strum pattern, so we could do it just the down, down, up on each chord, where we got the C down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, B7 down, down, B7 down, down, E minor down, down. Or we could try where we were splitting the strum pattern, so doing the C with the down, down, up, B7 up, down, B7 down, down, up, E minor up, down, C down, down, up, B7 up, down, B7 down, down, up, E minor up, down, up. Or we could try doing the down, down on the first chord and the up, up, down, up on the second chord. So we'd have C with the down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 down, down, E minor on the up, down, C on the down, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 on the down, else, I would kind of think about adding those bass notes, and a lot of times on the first down of the down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So for instance, on the G chord, you'd have the low E string for your bass, and then you can keep your down, or down, up, down, up. So we got G with low E bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down. And on the E minor, your E string, your low E string would be your bass note for the E minor chord. And then when we get to the C chord, your A string would be your bass. So we got C with an A bass, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down. And on the B7, you have an A string for your bass on the B7, A bass, down, up, down, B7 with an A bass, down, down, B7 with an A bass, down, down. So one way you could kind of use that idea is just kind of doing a bass down, up, down, up. And on our intro, actually, we would get to do that on both chords. So just try that through our intro. You'd have G with low E bass, down, up, down, low E bass, down, down. And then if we try that through our verse chorus, the weird part is how we're halving the chords. One way to do it would be doing a bass down up on each chord. So if we tried it that way, you'd have C with a bass, down up B7 with a bass, down up B7 with a bass, down up B minor with a low E bass, down up C with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B minor with a low E bass, down up C with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B minor with a low E bass, down up C with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B7 with an A bass, down up B minor with a low E bass, down up. Now another way to do it is kind of hit the first bass for the chord that's on the downbeat of the measure and kind of ride it out through the rest of it. So what I mean by that is like you take the C and kind of do the bass down up, but then hit the B7 for your up down, and then you hit the bass for the B7 down up, and then you go to the E minor for the up down. So if we tried it that way, we'd have C with an A bass, down up, B7 up, down, B7 with an A bass, down up, E minor up, down, B7, or C with an A bass, down up, B7 up, down, B7 with an A bass, down up, E minor up, down, C with an A bass, down up, B7 up, down, B7 with an A bass, down up, E minor up, down up. Or we could kind of do the bass down on the first chord and then kind of switch for the up, up, down, up. So we'd have C with an A bass, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 with an A bass, down, E minor up, down, C with an A bass, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 with an A bass, down, E minor up, down, C with an A bass, down, B7 on the up, down, B7 on the bass, down, E minor up, down, C with an A bass, down, E minor, or B7 on the up, down, B7 with an A bass, down, E minor up, down. So we want to try it that way too. And something else you may want to try actually is instead of working off an 8th note strum pattern, you may want to try a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is right now, if you were tapping your foot to the beat, with our down, down, up, down, we're kind of dividing that beat into 2 parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I think would be a lot of fun to work with the tune is a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is like if you take the C and just kind of do a down for 1 and then kind of a up on 4. It's kind of what we do on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second beat we do a up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the third beat we do a up, kind of on 2 and 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, 1, up, 1, up, 1, up, 1, up. And then on the fourth beat we go down, up, down, and right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together you got down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, 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 down, up. So we tried that through our intro. Then you have G with a down, up, down, up, down, down, minor down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It would be a very hip way to kind of work that. And you could even throw in your bass notes on that. So if you did your basses on them, you could go bass with the low E or G on the first down. So you have G with a bass, up, down, up, down, up, down, low bass, up, down, up, down, up. So you could try it that way. If you're a little bit more like me, then you could go a little bass crazy with this and kind of go bass, bass, up, down, up, down, up. So we tried it that way. You'd have G with low E bass, up, bass, up, down, low E bass, up, bass, up, down, up. And then when we get to our verse first chorus part, you can actually use that kind of bass idea to kind of half the chords through the verse chorus. So on the C, you could do the bass, up, and then go to the B7 for a bass, up, down, B7 bass, up, E minor bass, up, down, C with an A bass, up, B7 and A bass, up, down, B7 and A bass, up, E minor really bass, up, down, C with an A bass, up, B7 and A bass, up, down, B7 and A bass, up, E minor really bass, down, C with an A bass, up, B7 and A bass, up, down, B7 and A bass, and if you wanted to, on the E minors, you could do kind of the down key and then throw in your lick, which should be very, very hit. So you'd have C with a bass, up, B7 bass, up, down, B7 A bass, up, E minor, 2-0-4, C A bass, up, B7 A bass, up, down, B7 A bass, up, E minor really bass. So that's the basics of how you can strum along with The Way by Ariana Grande, featuring Mac Miller. So good luck!